Hello, welcome back again. It has been quite some time. I think at this point it's been well over a year, probably 18 months, if not maybe even close to 2 years at this point since I last made a video. I can only apologise for that. I will explain a little bit of the reasoning behind why I haven't been so active and kind of why I'm coming back again as well. It's a little bit on the depressing side, so I won't spend too long going through that. Parsnip. Sorry, one of my cats is attacking some stuff. Brilliant start. I won't spend too long dwelling on that, because like I said, it's not a particularly pleasant time I've been having recently, but I will just explain where I am and where I'm trying to go, basically, if that makes sense. So yeah, first and foremost, the reason I haven't posted anything in so long is simply because I haven't done anything. I've done virtually nothing that I actually feel is worth sharing with you. I think the only things I've actually done, my ears are officially back up to 3-inch. I did that back in, I want to say maybe April this year? April, May time? And we already have a furry friend. This is Parsnip. She's grown a lot since the last couple of videos. Where was I? Yeah, my ears are already... my ears are back at 3-inch at last. And the only other thing that's really changed is I've finally got a nice black piece of jewellery for my nose. I actually bought that quite some time ago, but I kind of stuffed up when I was ordering. I order anything like this, I have to get custom pieces made. And I made a silly mistake. It was nothing to do with the company, it was fully my fault. I ordered a piece where the wearable was far too big for my nose. I physically could not fit it up my nose. So yeah, I actually, literally about 2 days ago, I finally said, right, I'm going to sort this out. I took a serrated knife, see if that will focus on that. I cut half of the end of it off, and then spent about 6 hours filing the rest of it down with sandpaper. It's still a bit rough. I could really do with tidying it up and yeah, just getting it a bit less rough and scratchy. But it's good. It's okay for now. So I need to get hold of some sandpaper to do that properly. But yeah, so that's the basic reason why I haven't really posted anything. But more so than that, I've had a fairly difficult year. As everybody, well, I say everybody, as people who have watched me for a little while know, my career up until this point has always been driving. I was a lorry driver. I have loved driving, and I have loved cars and everything involved with that since I was a child. My dad is a racing driver. My granddad used to restore and show off classic cars. So literally since day one I've been around cars. I love driving. I don't care what I'm driving, why I'm driving it, I just love driving. And then partway through this year I started having seizures. I have what's called, they're not full seizures, so it's not the same situation as what most people are used to, where someone might fall down and their whole body shakes and all that horrible fun stuff. I have what's called partial seizures. Basically, I kind of, from the outside, from what I've been told from my friends and my mum who has seen this happen, apparently it seems like I just completely zone out for a moment and I'm gone for maybe 5 seconds. Apparently sometimes I'll do odd things with my hands, or I might say something really weird, and then I'm back again. And I barely even notice I have them. As soon as I'm back, I feel perfectly fine again. And this was going on for quite some time. So we're not entirely certain when they actually started, because I don't even notice I'm having them sometimes. But yeah, it was going on for quite some time, and I was going to the doctors, getting different things done. I had an MRI because they thought I might actually have a brain tumour at one point. Luckily that's not the case. And so we then moved on to trying to figure out what exactly is wrong. It then got suggested that maybe I'm having seizures, and I had an EEG, sorry, I always get those muddled up. And yes, it turns out that it seems like I am having some sort of seizures. Basically, so far what we've learned is that there is something wrong with my brain. They said they could see it in the results, that there is something very strange going on with my brain patterns, but they haven't got a clue what it is or why it's happening. So basically right now all we're doing is trying random medications and seeing what works. Luckily we actually quite quickly found something that does seem to be really helping. I've gone from having multiple seizures every day down to now having once every 2 weeks. So things are looking up. However, as I'm sure you can imagine, Millie, don't you start as well? They're all at it today. As I'm sure you can imagine, you can't be driving a 44-ton lorry while you're having seizures multiple times a day. So I've gone from, right, I'm moving that. I've gone from basically doing the only thing I've ever enjoyed doing to basically being told the one thing I'm no longer allowed to do is driving. I'm not allowed to drive anything. Like, I can't even drive my car, nothing. So my whole life has basically been turned upside down. And it's, yeah, like I say, it's a little bit depressing, so I won't dwell on it anymore. But that's part of the reason why I haven't made stuff in as long as I have. And it's also part of the reason why I'm actually now getting back into it. Because one thing I never used to like about lorry driving is simply the hours that you do. An average week for me would be 55, 60 hours. And it's hard work. You have to be concentrating all the time. So when I was not at work, when I was at home, weekend, whatever, you know, it would just be a case of me sitting down, chilling out, doing nothing, just trying to recover. And I didn't have the motivation or the energy to be filming things. That's also, I think, partly why I haven't really done anything, like with the ears and whatnot. Just because I just haven't had the energy to do it. So I haven't actually been working at all for the last, I want to say, about 4 months now, I think. I've been applying for jobs and all that sort of stuff, but that's quite a funny market at the moment, looking for jobs. I've finally found something. I actually start work again this Monday. It's only part-time, but for now it's enough to at least cover my bills, so that's something. And it's given me a lot of food for thought as well. I'm going to have a lot of spare time compared to what I'm used to. So I am hoping I'll be able to do things like this more. I'll be able to get into other things that I enjoy doing. And overall things are really starting to look up again. So, wow, 8 minutes already. So yeah, I'm sorry, I did not mean to waffle on for that long about it. But yeah, I hope that explains a little bit of where I've been and why I'm now back again, why I'm going to try to start doing this again. Because part of what I want to do is to get back into the things I enjoy, start taking care of myself again, and focusing on my passions, basically. And obviously, one of those is all of this, is body modification and making these videos. And something else that certainly encouraged me to get back in front of the camera again is Remy's video. I'm sure anybody who watches my channel probably already watches his. His YouTube tag name, whatever you want to say, is Ephemeral Remy. I will, if I remember, I will link that down in the a description or something. Just something so you can find him easy enough for the 1,000 of you that doesn't already know who he is. But yeah, it was such a lovely, sweet video. It really made my day, and it encouraged me to actually get back into this, getting on and just doing it. So yeah, we're back. Right. So yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the video Remy made, because it was really sweet and it was really lovely. Sorry about that, I'm back again. I just had to go for a quick wee. I have had far too much coffee today. And speaking of which, I think my wife bought me this mug. Anyway. Sorry, I was watching my cats, they're doing something odd again. Anyway, sorry, I'm back. So yeah, oh, my mouth's got dry. I'm rather nervous, it's been a long while since I've done this, so please bear with me. Yeah, so yeah, the video Remy uploaded, it was really lovely. Several of my friends have seen it now and they thought it was really nice, and even my mum, she's not into the whole big ears thing. She accepts it, but it's not her thing, let's just put it that way. But even she watched it and she said she actually thought it was really nice. So that's cool, I'm really happy with that. So I do remember a long time ago, actually, myself and Remy, we've spoken on and off over the years, sort of, semi-frequently, and quite a long time ago he actually asked me if I would be willing to do like a live interview with him, but I am far too nervous to do something like that. But yeah, I had to chuckle when he mentioned like just the raw, unedited style of these videos, and I just have to say that is all you'll ever get on this channel. Just like, I have zero interest in ever monetizing this channel. I will never take sponsorships. I will never do anything along those lines. This is what you're going to get on this channel. Hopefully people can appreciate that and they're cool with it, so that's good. But yeah, trying to think, there was a handful of other things I had in my mind that I wanted to talk about, and for the life of me I can't remember. But yeah, so thought I'd give you just a little bit of update of exactly where everything is. Like I say, nothing's really moved, nothing's changed at all. My ears are finally back at 3 inches, which is, it's a nice little round number for now. I do plan on making them bigger again. Yeah, I actually got some jewellery ready for this, I'm a little bit prepared. The largest I ever got my ears was 96, which is obviously a little bit bigger than what I've got now. Oh, I will hopefully get those back in soon, and I actually have larger jewellery. I did have a look for that. I've got some 4-inch tunnels and some, I think it's like 99mm, whatever that works out. It's like 3 7/8 or something. I've got them around somewhere. I had a quick look for them, but I can't for the life of me figure out where they are. But I do hopefully plan on going that big again, and hopefully bigger, touch wood. Touch wood. But, sorry, that was terrible. But yeah, so all that should be starting again soon. I hope to finally get back into really putting effort into actually stretching my ears again. And yeah, with a bit of luck, I'll actually get a bit further this time. Same with the conchas. They are, yeah, 16 this side, 17 this side. I think Remy may have even said that actually in the video. He got that spot on, so well done, sir. And yeah, I would at the very least like to even them up, but I've had so many issues with this ear, it just does not like stretching. And yeah, cartilage piercings are not fun piercings to stretch. That applies with my traguses. I've barely stretched them at all. Obviously these guys, septum, anything, it's not a pleasant experience, I won't lie. But yeah, obviously it's worth it to me or I wouldn't keep doing it. But yeah, so that's all hopefully to come. I do hope to get my septum back up a tiny bit. Right now this is 25mm. I hope in at some point in the future I can just get it back up to 26, because my original goal the first time, I don't know if I've ever told this before, I actually pierced my septum myself after I turned 18. It was after my 18th birthday. I remember thinking, supposedly an adult now, I know you're not 18, but supposedly an adult now, I remember sitting there thinking, you know what, I really don't feel any different. I still feel like exactly the same person. What can I do to like mark this occasion? So, as you do, I pierced my septum and I cut my own tongue in half. So, yeah, great. I would never advise anybody do that. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, so that's basically how all that went down. But yeah, even back then, before I even pierced it, my plan was to stretch it up to 1 inch, which is 26mm. And so I would like to get this just 1 more millimeter larger again, just back up to 26. But I honestly don't even know if I will do that, because the real thin spot, don't know if you're going to be able to see it. You can sort of see it when I twist it around a bit, just in the little nook there. Oh, excuse me. Just in the little corner there, the real thin spot, I honestly fear, even if I just went up 1 more size, that could potentially split. So I don't know if that will ever happen. It might do, it might not. I just don't know. Sorry, some other animals are now making noise in the background. Right, and I'm back again. Sorry about that. I think they've gone to sleep, so we should be good for a little while. Yes, what are we talking about? Septum, oh yes. Yeah, so yeah, the thin spot on my septum. I'm fairly positive if I were to try and stretch it again, it could cause some real issues. So whether I will actually give it a go and try and get up to Millie's back again, brilliant. So if I'm fairly certain if I ever actually do try to get it up, even just another millimeter, it could cause some real issues. Like it's one thing to have a lobe split, but having your nose split, I feel like that's kind of something on another level, and I would prefer to avoid that, as I'm sure people can imagine. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how long ago it was. It was a good few years ago now. But yeah, I got my septum up to 29. A lot of people, for whatever reason, think I actually made it all the way to 30. I'm guessing it's because of how much I used to talk about it, because it was something I would bring up quite frequently, that was my goal, but I never quite made it. I've actually got the tunnels here that I had made for them. Which is which? Whoops. Oh. Yes, this one here is the 29. I'm gonna focus, I think. And there you go, the 30. As you can see there, it's so close anyway. It's just a shame I never quite made it to 30. It's a little bit disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. It's just one of those things, and one of those things in life. I made it to my original goal, which is this anyway, basically. So that's something to be happy about, at least. So that's cool. But yeah, I say these days now, the next thing I've got to focus on is these guys. My cats are going loopy today. I do apologise. Yeah. So what was I saying? Little parsnip. Yeah. So these days I've got these guys to focus on. So I haven't I haven't even stretched these much more since the last video. I think they're 5mm now. I think they may well have been 5mm in my last video. I'm certain they were. It's been. It honestly might even be 2 years since I tried to stretch these, but yeah, they are, I guess, the project I'm focusing on now, at least. But yeah, that certainly won't be. What the hell? So much for no editing, eh? This is what happens when you have 4 cats. Anyway. Yeah, something else I wanted to bring up regarding the video from Remy. Something I thought was yeah, really interesting. The young lady behind the camera, I apologise, I do not know your name. Please forgive me for that. But a particular word you said more than once, actually. I know you said it when you were talking about the potential of me getting my eyes tattooed. You said it would be done just to experience it. And that is bang on. That is 100% basically why I do everything in my life. Not just modifications. It's why I walk around with the pink nails. It's why I drive 1,000 miles across Europe to go to a music festival. It's why I do absolutely everything. It's for the experience. Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously I love the way all this stuff looks. But a big part of why I do these things, and I can feel myself getting excited just talking about it, a big part of why I do all these random little things is for the experience. I like to play about, and I like to learn things, and I just like to experience absolutely everything. That was I thought that was really interesting because I know you said that a couple of times, and honestly, that is 100% spot on. I thought that was really interesting that you said that. But yeah, on the topic, that actually kind of moves me nicely on to further things, more things. What stuff I plan on doing further down the line. Because like I say, now I'm trying to get back into all this stuff a lot more regularly, make it a bigger part of my life again. It's got me thinking again about where I want to go with stuff. And I have to admit, I thought bringing up the eyeball tattoo thing was quite interesting. Because it's an idea I have toyed with over the years. And I wanted to watch it because it's still a relatively new procedure, really. It's something I've watched from, well, literally since back in the days when Shannon Lorrat and Farrah Flawless first did theirs. And I absolutely adore the look. But yeah, I've been watching it because it certainly has its risks. And I don't, again, same as being risky stretching this up again, I don't think I can justify the potential risks that comes with. Like, as much as I absolutely adore how it looks, and I think it would be a really unique experience to go through that and actually get it done, I just can't justify the potential risks of potentially losing an eye or potentially even losing my eyesight. That's just one thing I can't risk. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. It's just, that's one thing. Even if it's 1 in 1,000 chance of that actually happening, it's something I just can't justify that risk. That said, it's something I have contemplated time and time again over the years. And honestly, if I were to go down that route, I've always thought I like sort of light coloured eyeball tattoos more so than just really dark or black or something along those lines. If I ever was to actually go for it, I've always thought I would love to get just a really light blue, almost like a light sky blue colour. Something sort of relatively subtle, something that doesn't instantly jump out at people. I think if I were ever to do that, that's the route I would go. So, yeah, unfortunately that's one thing I probably will never do. I say the word probably because I don't know what I'll be thinking in 5 years' time or 10 years' time. Things change. So, but also on the topic of experiences, something else I really want to do again. I don't know if I've ever really mentioned this on my channel, but when I think I was 19, I did just one flesh suspension. It was just a 4-point suspension from the back. And for quite a few years now, I've really been contemplating trying to arrange doing another one. And I think, as I've said, trying to get back into all this stuff again, I think that's one thing I'm really going to focus on in the near future, is actually finally arranging that. I have an acquaintance who, from what I understand, she seems to do them semi-regularly, so I may well get in touch with her just to ask her perhaps if she can help me arranging another one, getting back into it again. But that's something, again, it's the experience. That's something I would like to get back into again. Obviously the next one would be my second one, but I think it's something I would like to do myself semi-regularly, semi-frequently. Maybe once, twice a year, if like I say, I can get it all sorted out and get back into it again. I don't know what she's doing now. It's being a little cheeky bugger, I think. But yeah, if that's something I can actually get back into and really arrange, yeah, get it all sorted out, you know what I'm trying to say, then that's something I would quite like to do. I say semi-frequently, I think. And again, that's all just for the experience, the adventure of it. So, yeah. And other things I am finally planning on doing. I know, again, something else that was discussed in the video is my tattoos. I have done nothing else in, I think, about 3 years now. partly because the artist who did this, he's actually the same dude who did my nipples, a guy called Sam Rivers. He actually moved away. I've known him for a long time. I've known him since we were teenagers, since well before he was even a tattoo artist himself. And so it's important for me, just because of our past and our friendship, it's important for me that he finishes my arms. So, but he is as bad on social media as I am, and him moving halfway across the country makes it very difficult. Those two things combined makes it very difficult for us to kind of sync up and connect and actually get this arranged. But that's something else I really want to do quite soon. It's something I want to get properly back on track. And yeah, other tattoos as well, actually. I'm hoping... my wife, she gets lots of little tattoos and things, and she was actually at the tattoo studio with her sister just yesterday, I think. I'm sure it was just yesterday. And the young lady there who does her tattoos, she's someone I've met with and talked to, and she actually did my mushroom tattoo, which I think I'm pretty certain I did a video of that a year or so ago. I'm hoping if she's up for it, I'd actually quite like to start getting more black work in other places. Initially, my idea is, it's an idea I've had in my head for quite some time. I may have even spoke about it before on these videos. Basically, it would be kind of a continuation of the work from my arms and my shoulders once they're done. But it'd be almost like a Y shape, like a big, thick, black Y shape, meeting at the bottom of my chest and then going all the way down. And that's something I've toyed with for quite a long time, and just the fact that it's stuck in my head for so long, I think I'd feel comfortable actually getting that, and it is something that will be happening. And second to that would be black work on the neck as well. I don't have any super obvious visible tattoos, so that'd be quite a big step for me. Even with all these guys going on, that would still be quite a big step for me. So don't know when that will be. That's very unlikely to be next year. It might be the year after that. Who knows? But very, very simply, the basic idea I've always had is more or less the entire neck black, except for a gap down the middle. The two ends coming down to like a little point down here, just with a gap through the middle. And then around the back, going all the way up, basically to more or less a little point at the top of the back here. Up here somewhere. And again, the same as at the front with the gap at the middle, just a small gap down the back as well. I don't know if I explained that very well, but yeah, that's something I plan on doing in the somewhat near future, provided I can get my head straight of having a very visible tattoo, if you know what I mean. Yeah, trying to think of what else in the near future. I'm also very much considering finally getting some outer conches done. There's something I wanted for absolutely forever, and yeah, I think it's finally time I start stretching them. Like with the inner conches, I had a plan. I kind of had it all worked out in my head. My plan was to finally stop stretching my septum, which I guess now I've done. My plan, whatever size this was, I would stretch my inner conches slightly larger, so I do get this back to 26. The inner conches would be 28, or that's what I would aim for, and the outer conches I would aim for slightly larger still, so maybe 30 or even 32. Now, whether that's even doable with my ears, I don't know. I've seen a couple of people that have gigantic outer conches, like legitimately gigantic, and yeah, that's something that's inspiring to me, certainly. Just knowing these things can be done, it certainly encourages me to at least try. So yeah, maybe that'll be something I go for as well. Actually finally get them pierced. But I need to continue on stretching these guys as well. I'm certainly not looking forward to that. That is not a fun experience. So I'm sure there's 100 other things I could talk to. I'm really curious to how long all this is. I have been talking for a long time. I apologise. I thank you very much for anybody who has actually sat through and watched all of this. I will yeah, I'm certain there's other things I wanted to talk about and have completely forgotten, and I will make those videos further down the line. I will try to keep this up as a semi-regular thing. Can't guarantee it'll be every week or every 2 weeks. I would like to think at the very least once a month, but it all just depends on how things go. I'm starting a new job next week, so it all depends on my times with that and how things settle in and when I actually start doing things again. But yeah, so yeah, hopefully it will not be another 1.5 years before I post another video. Hopefully I can get back into doing this regularly, basically is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, one last thing I would also like to thank Remy for was simply including that last photograph of me and Gwen. That really made me smile when I saw that. She's been sitting here this whole time. She's been sitting here this whole time, good as gold. So yeah, that really that gave me a little bit of a giggle when I saw that. So thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, my friend, for doing that video. I truly appreciate it. It's been a little shine of light in what's been a really crappy year, basically. So yeah, anyway, I will edit these. I think I've got about 4 little chunks I need to stick together now. This video is going to be so long. This is going to be the longest video I've ever done. I'm sorry. Thank you for anybody who's stuck through it. And as a little thank you, I have a little video from last night. I think I will stick on the end for anybody who's stuck all the way through this. It's basically myself and my wife and her sister went to a little Halloween thing last night, and they had a like a ride-on rodeo bucking thing, kind of like a Halloween version of that. And my wife took a little short clip of me on that, so I think I'm going to post that at the end just so people can have a little bit of a laugh, and just as a thank you for sticking all the way through this, if you've done that. Please do make a comment if you actually have, because I kind of can't believe anyone actually will. But yeah, thank you so much for watching all this, and yeah, I will hopefully speak to you again very soon. So, ta-ra for now, and goodbye. Right, and we're back again. I think they've gone back to sleep, so we shouldn't be too much noise for a little while. Where was I? I can't remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about?